Common Sense Machine updated their image to kit. So let's take a look at the case study. I added the following image over here. As you can see, this will be the screenshot. So this is the input image, and let's take a look at what we obtained from this. So we see that this has been added over here. I also added one like this, so we have a top perspective view. And based on those inputs, we have the following segmentation. So we have the wheel over here, and this will be the 3D model. In this case, I made all the elements without texture, but we see that this wheel is quite well defined, even though the radial pattern over here is not that well defined. But keep in mind that this was segmented from the following image. Afterwards, we have the following block over here. If you're going to check the model will look like this. Again, this will not be with texture, but we see that overall the topology of the model is quite good. Now, this was also quite simple, as you can see it over here. The following one will be this unit, and this will be the output model. Now, regarding this, maybe the proportions are not that well defined. As you can see, this is a lot narrower than within this perspective view over here. We have the following controller. If I will check the model, we're going to see that this is currently still being generated. So the processing time for this takes a little bit more time since they are so complex. We have the following wheel over here with many cutouts in the middle, and this will be the output model. As you can see, again, this is still being generated. Keep in mind that each individual generation will also use additional credits. So in this case, the image to kit will take a lot more time since there are many models being created. We see over here a shaft. This is quite simple. We see over here for the charging brick. We see how the alignment of those two were over there, and this will be the output. So within the output, CSM decided to add 4 of those. I don't know exactly why. Maybe it was a little bit trickier since the alignment was like this. So they weren't vertical or horizontal, they are at an angle. Therefore, the AI tool considered to make this symmetric. But other than that, the geometry is quite well defined for this as well. We have over here a profile, and this will be the output model. As you can see, this has been generated. The circular cutout is not that well defined. As we can see, those holes will be elongated, but even over here, they were a little bit elongated. So as we can see it, we have the following wheel over here, and this will be the 3D model that has already been generated. We're going to see that this model will look quite well, even though the pattern over here, the radial pattern is not that, let's say, perfect as we can see it. The other components will be the following unit. I'm really curious regarding the depth of this, because for the other unit, it made it a lot larger, and the proportions for this are a lot better, as we can see it. We're going to have the following profile over here. And the 3D model for this will be the following. So this is pretty decently defined, even though the thickness is a lot larger than what it should be. So we see over here the proportion to the height and thickness, and this is a lot thicker than that. We have the following element over here, the power adapter, and this will be the output. In this case, over here, we see that there are some changes to the end. We have the controller in this case, and we're going to see the model of the controller will be the following. For the position over here for those buttons, it's not that well defined. And we have the following element over here with a cable. And I'm really curious how the cable was generated. And we see that it was decent over here, even though it doesn't have connectivity. So we have just that one attached and afterwards another cable. And we have a following part over here, which is a simple rectangular shape with a circular cutout. And this will be the output. And as you can see over here, again, it failed to do that. As you can see, Common Sense Machine struggles with perfect CAD parts. And usually within kits, those elements will be CAD based. But still, Common Sense is the tool that has the most advanced image to, let's say, individual segmentation of the parts. And within the following video, I will also present the other tools, for example, what Repo can do in this case. But CSM is still, let's say, one of the best within this individual segmentation. We see the original input and all those parts, and we saw how those were segmented and recreated by CSM. So that is quite interesting. This is not the actual reference that was used to process this. We see the control shape, the charger. This was the one used. And we see over here that charger. We see the shape of the controller. We see those units. And we see how those wheels also were extracted in this case. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. I will position a similar video on the left side and I will add the subscribe button to the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.